All right, team. Let's do the homework. I'm not going to explain every single question. Watch the video if you don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Uh, but what we tried to go over in this like middle school math review is how like sometimes instead of subtracting, it's easier to add the opposite. If you think about positive things being a positive collection of like pluses and negative things being like a collection of negatives, and you're adding these together, you're combining it, every plus and minus makes a zero. So I have more negatives than positives. I'm left with four negatives. I think it's easier to do that than to try to subtract, especially when you're subtracting negative numbers. It's kind of confusing to do that. Instead, I'm going to add positives. Two positives, six positives. With addition, you can do it in any order, whatever order you'd like. Don't do this with subtraction. Don't do things in any order until you've changed it to add the opposite. But I don't know, negative 6 and 5 is easy to combine. I have one more negative, so that's negative 1. 4 and negative 1, I cancel one positive, I get 3. Negative 11, negative 3, negative 14. Negative 6 plus positive 4, negative 2. Okay. Multiplying, positives times positives are positives. Positives times negatives are negatives. I think I figured out it's like a negative being like a not, like not hungry. So not hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm full. I'm fine. Oh man, now I'm all confused. Oh, anyways, negatives times negatives are positives. Positives times negatives are negatives. It's tough to explain. 13 and 3. Hey, guys, you don't have a calculator? Don't worry. Break out your old friend, Mr. Like, multiply down. Like, how many groups of threes do we have? How many groups of tens do we have? I have three groups of 10, three groups of three. That's 30 and 9. Any order that you want, whatever you want to do. A negative 4 times a positive 2, a positive 2 times a negative 6. You can do whatever you want. A negative 6 times a negative 2. A negative 4 times a negative 12. Not. It means you're good, right? A not. Adding fractions. Think about pizza pies. 3/4 of a pizza. But I have negative 5/4 of a pizza. I'll end up with negative 2/4 of a pizza. Or you owe somebody half of a pizza. If you have unlike terms, see if you can make them the same type of slice. Oh, a 16th? Well, if you have 20 of these 16ths, it's the same as having 5/4. Well, I have 1/4 and 5/4. So I have 1/4 of a pizza. I have 5/4 of a pizza. That's more than one. I have 6/4 of a pizza, which is the same as 1.5 or 3/2. The other thing you could have done is multiply this top and bottom by 4. Same here. Maybe let's do this one as we'll multiply this so that they have like terms. Negative 3/9. You can put the negative out in front. You can put the negative on the top. You can put the negative on the bottom. Just don't put it in multiple locations. Just put it somewhere. I'll keep it out in front maybe for you. Subtract a negative is the same as adding a positive. We have like terms. We have same types of pizza slices. Ninths. Negative 3/9, positive 6/9. I have positive 3/9. Well, it turns out if you have 3 of these ninths, it's the same as having 1/3 of pizza. I'm getting hungry for pizza. If they are not like terms, and it's not easy to change one to turn into the other, let's just like work together so that they are like slices. So what we like to do is multiply by the other's denominator so that they end up having the similar size and then like differing amounts. 5/15 is the same as having 1/3. 3/15 of a pizza is the same as having a fifth of a pizza. Well, I have a total of 8/15. And then we're just going to continue. Give them like sized slices. We're going back to 15ths. I feel like this is the same problem. Add the opposite. I have more negatives than positives. I'll end up with a negative amount of pizza that I owe. I owe 20/15. I have 9/15. I only owe 11/15 now. I gotta pause. I don't want you to see my email. I don't know how to pause besides going up here.
But Jen came around and I was like, right, she did really well. It's hard, right? She's like, yeah. And she said that she had like done all.
All right. I got some halves and I got some thirds. How can I combine them? By making them sixths. And all of a sudden, we got the same type of pizza slice. You got negative 9/6, so it's like you owe 9/6 of a pizza. But you have 4/6. Well, sorry, you owe somebody almost a whole pizza. 5/6 of pizza. Because 3 halves of a pizza is like a pizza and a half. 2/3 of a pizza, yeah, sorry. If you have whole numbers, 2 whole pizzas, 2 whole pizzas. I don't know. Cut them up. Cut them up. I got 8/4 of a pizza. Oh, you got 1/4 of a pizza? We have 9/4 of a pizza. 9/4 of a pizza is the same as 2 1/4, but you don't have to write it as numbers next to each other. We don't like doing that in these more advanced math classes because it gets confused with multiplication doing that. So we like to keep them as what you have been told is an improper fraction. Nothing improper about it. 1/3 plus negative 9/3. You owe 3 pizzas. You have 1/3 of a pizza. Now you owe 8/3 of a pizza. Think of negatives as like you owe. Turn this into sixes, negative 1/6, and positive 24/6. It's a lot of sixths of pizzas. Lots of 6 pizza slices. Well, you gave somebody 1/6 of a pizza slice. Now you have 23/6. 23/6 pizza slices. That's a normal pizza slice, 6, right? Multiplying, tough to explain, easy to just multiply straight across. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 4 is 12. It's like 1/3 of a 4th is a 12. 3/5 of negative 2/7. Negative 6/35. A half of a 5th. That's confusing. A half of a 5th of 2/5 or 2/5 of a half. Well, just multiply straight across. It's 2/10. Oh, divide the top and bottom by 2 because you're allowed to. 1/5. A half of 2/5. Oh, that makes sense. A half of 2/5. 1/5. 4/6. All right, you have 4/6. 4/6 are the same as 2/3. Divide the top and bottom by 2. 6 2/5. Well, 2/5, 4/5, 6/5, 8/5. It's just multiplication. Negative 12/5. Half of 8, half of 8. You know this answer is 4. Negative times negative is positive, but maybe you don't. Negative times negative is positive. 8/2, 4. Don't divide. Multiply by the flip. Keep, change is what it's told. Keep, change. Okay, dividing 8 divided by 2 is the same as half of 8. Okay, maybe that doesn't help you. This is easy, but double 2 groups of 5 might be easier than how many halves go into 5. Split a half into 4 pieces, or what is a fourth of a half? How many eighths are in a half? Don't think of it like that. Instead, think of it as like, what are 8 groups of a half? 8 halves. 4. Flip this guy. Flip that guy. Flip that guy. That's tough to see, but there it is. -6 over -1. 6. 16/3. This is going to be 3. If I have 3/4, split that into fourths, or like, it ends up just being 3. No, I screwed up. Yeah, I knew I screwed up. Flip this. Come on, Mr. Master. Even teachers make mistakes, and that's okay. Flip 4 over 1, 1 over 4. Split 3/4 into fourths, 3/16. Flip that, flip that, flip that. 9/8. -7/12. 6/4, which is 3 halves. Same thing with 0. Is this day 1? This is day 2's homework. It's like day 1/day 2. I'm going to stop at the zeros. I think we might have split up the homework incorrectly. Anyways, stopping at the zeros. Day 2, we're going to go into substituting and stuff like that. 8 divided by 2. How many times does 2 go into 8? Or what number times 2 is 8? 4. 2 times 4. How many times does 5 go into 0? Or what number times 5 is 0? Well, it's like, we've talked about this. One group of 5 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. If I asked you for 0 groups of 5, 0 groups of 5, oh, well, then you just have nothing. So like 0 times -3, that's 0. That's important to know. So because of that, like 5 times 0 is 0. Now, the other way around. What number times 0 is -5? How many groups of 0 go into 5? It can't be done. It is impossible. You'll never get there. It doesn't exist. What we'll say is undefined. Like you can't do it. It's undefined. How many times does -4 go into 0? Or what times -4 is 0? 0. But if I go the other way around, what times 0 is -4 cannot be done. I'm going to pause there. If I need to create another video for the remaining problems, I believe this should be part of day 2's homework. I will. I'll come back later. Mr. Messner out.